All right. All right. What's going on, y'all? Back again. It's time, man. I know I promised y'all. Well, I didn't promise y'all anything, but I told y'all I'd be back on in 2 days before the fight to give y'all some predictions, man. And I know there's only one prediction y'all care about, and that's this main event that y'all see front and center. Front and center, man. But what's up, y'all, man? We back again, back with another live here. It's prediction time, man. We got some good fights coming up. Saturday, UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield, Fiorot card. Got three solid WMMA fights I'm looking forward to because y'all know I like Melissa Gatto, and it's been a minute since she's been in the win column, so I'm looking forward to seeing her come back to full form. She's gonna be taking on a straw weight that's moving up, and Victoria Dudakova, who's undefeated. So, I want to talk a little bit about that first and give y'all my prediction. And then this strawweight fight right here between Verna Jandiroba and Lupi Godinez. That's a good fight, too. That's definitely a good matchup because, Lupi's already feeling that confidence. Like if she can get a good win, that should put her on the path to a title shot. But we'll see, man. We'll see about that. But yeah, the main event, man, this the one I've been saying over here. I feel like it deserves to be a 5-round fight. Put it together because this right here, I mean, I think more people are more excited about this fight. Well, WMMA fans are more excited about this main event than they are a third fight with Grasso and Shevchenko. I mean, do y'all agree on that? I mean, what do y'all think? I know most of y'all agree on that, right? Y'all feel like this is definitely a fight that's going to be more. Y'all are more hyped for it at this point than Grasso Shevchenko 3, right? I mean, we already been there and done that 2 times, right? So yeah. But let me see, man. I'm gonna run through these fights real quick, and then I'm gonna give y'all my prediction for the main one. So let's see what we got, man. The card kicks off at what, 7 normal time. This ain't a because it's in Atlantic City, so yeah, it should just be Eastern time. Yeah, it starts at 7 p.m. So let's see, early prelims, 7 p.m. Main card is at 10 p.m. All right. So this Melissa Gatto Victoria Dudakova fight, first WMMA fight of the night. This one here, man, I'm kind of, I won't say really torn on, but I'm a little worried, man. I'm just a little worried about Melissa Gatto in this one, man, because I know she's coming off of back-to-back losses. Hasn't tasted that victory since stopping Sarge, and before that, stopping Victoria Leonardo. So after those 2 fights, she faced, big. I won't say like a huge loss against Tracy Cortez, but it was a convincing loss. Ariane Lipsky kind of showed some things that Gatto needs to work on. And since that fight, that was July 2023, she's been out. She's been out for a while. Had like 1 cancellation. Victoria Dudakova, y'all know she's definitely stepping her game up as far as weight. She's 2-0 now in the UFC. Who she beat? Stella Nunes. And then that last fight, Jinu Fry. That was a decent win, but those were strawweight fights, and I think a lot of us expected her to win those fights. I still need to see a little bit more from her, especially moving up in weight. I want to know like what she's capable of as far as her physical strength in the UFC, especially dealing with a flyweight that I think can definitely give her some trouble on the ground and has some decent hands. I think Melissa Gatto has some decent hands. I think she's strong. Her BJJ is solid. She didn't really get neutralized. She really just got neutralized by like Tracy Cortez's wrestling. So I don't know, man. This one here is kind of tricky when you think about it. When you think about the mentality that Melissa Gatto is in right now. But I lean more towards Melissa Gatto. I ain't gonna lie though, because I'm feeling like she's the bigger, stronger fighter here. And Dudakova, I can't really say that because she beat Estela Nunes. We remember the Estela Nunes, that was kind of a freak accident type of situation where then she fall on her arm. I think she like fell on her arm, and then beating Jinyu Fry. That's a win. It's a win to get into the UFC, but it's not like this huge win that's going to say, oh, she's this killer now. I think that Melissa Gatto should be able to control this fight on the feet. She should be able to. I think she should be able to get some takedowns in this fight and control Dudakoa. Dudakoa, let me see how big she is compared to how big Gatto is compared to Dudakoa. Let's see. Dudakoa was about 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. Pretty long reach. I know that's longer than Rose's reach too. And they got Melissa Gatto 5'5" with a 69-inch reach. So yeah, she's a little bit longer. So something you want to see from Gatto in this fight is her trying to use her push kicks like she does, her body attack, use that long jab, and eventually get the fight to the ground, with her being the stronger fighter and more natural flyweight. I kind of picture her controlling this fight on the ground more so. But yeah, gotta look at what Gatto's done in the in the past too. She's able to take fights to the ground, submit people. Got a few submission wins on her resume. I know none really in the UFC, but still, you gotta look at what she's capable of doing. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'll go with Melissa Gatto in this one by decision. I hope Melissa Gatto, she's back to full form. I know when I first seen her, I was like, okay, she's looking like something, but she kind of fell short in those last couple of wins. But she's been fighting some good fighters. Cortez and Lipsky, those are tough fighters right there, So it ain't like she's been fighting pushovers, after beating Sarge. Of course, since she got into the UFC, she stopped Victoria Leonardo. That wasn't a difficult fight. The second fight against Sarge, a lot of people felt like Sarge was going to win. I was surprised how it ended myself, but then that she had to step it up against Tracy Cortez. Had a year off because of it. I believe she did have an injury, so she had to be out for an injury. Come back and fight improving Ariane Lipsky. So she hasn't been fighting easy fights. I'd say this is probably the easiest fight she's had on paper, but we still don't know what Victoria Leonardo is capable of. With her not having to cut this weight. She's long and tall for her normal division, which is strawweight. So we'll see. Because I'm just looking at some of her pictures too. She does get bigger too. She's a big fighter, but again, muscle ain't everything. So I'm gonna lean towards Melissa Gatto because of the experience and the tools she's got. I'm gonna say Melissa Gatto by decision. I don't know how close, how dominant, but I think that's the safe bet for me. And I'm not even betting. I'm just saying, as far as just picking, as far as what they're capable of, I'm gonna go with Melissa Gatto in this one. And what about y'all in the comments? Y'all going Gatto? All right. Teron said, "Am I ready for 300?" What's up? Yeah, definitely ready for 300. I actually thought 298, 99 were better cards, but that's just me. All right. And let's look at this strawweight fight: Verna Jandiroba and Lupi Godinez. This would be an interesting match here, man. I'm looking at Lupi's resume right now, and I would probably say, let me see, she's fought Loma, she's beaten Loma, Carnelossi, Calvillo, Ducote, Elise Reed, and Tabitha Reach. I think this is, let me see, I think this is probably going to be her biggest test to date, right? I think this is Lupi's biggest test to date. And for Verna, it's not her biggest test, but it's definitely going to be a tough fight for her, coming off of a layoff. Let me see, Verna. Let's see, she stepped out the game since May 2023, had the injury, but definitely, it's a tough fight for her to come back in. So it's a test for both of them. That knee injury for Verna Jandiroba, we got to see how she's feeling after coming back from that. Before that, she scored 2 good wins. Angela Hill, Marina Rodriguez, dominant with her takedowns, dominant with her jiu-jitsu and ground game in both of those fights. I'm just coming off watching the Marina Rodriguez fight. The Marina Rodriguez fight, she pretty much, used her jiu-jitsu at will on Marina, just barreling in, taking her down. Marina had some moments on the feet a couple of times. There was a few moments in there Marina did land some good shots, but overall, Verna, she didn't pay any of that any mind. Had some good takedowns and some good submission attempts in that fight. So, when it comes down to it, Verna, she's, she's just I think she's probably one of the more solid fighters with like BJJ at the top 5 right now, or top 7, right? So looking at this one, it's really tough to say because, Lupi, she's got the boxing, she's got the wrestling. Sometimes she makes bad choices, but her heart keeps her in the fight. She's got that gas tank. Sometimes there can be some issues with it. I think it's more down to her breathing because, sometimes when she takes shots to the nose, that seems to be what kind of compromises her breathing, even in that Ricci fight. It seemed like she was breathing a little harder than she should have been. But I think overall, Lupi definitely has some skills in here that could offset Verna. But, Verna, she's gotten better. She's gotten better on the feet. That long right hand, she packed on a little bit more muscle, stronger. Definitely look bigger than she did when she first came into the UFC. And again, her takedowns, once she gets you down, you know, she can take full control. I think Verna is very strong. I thought she won that Dern fight. I know that fight didn't really go to the ground, but I thought she landed better shots and she was able to, get out of the way of some of those big right hands and then bombs of Dern. So yeah, her movement's gotten better too. Her movement has gotten better. So in this fight, I think it's important that Verna takes this thing straight to the ground. Take this thing straight to the ground. Uh, Maybe use that jab and that long right to kind of offset Lupi's rhythm, make her feel like she's getting into a boxing match with her, then boom, and surprise her, drop that level and take her down and just control her with her jiu-jitsu, and target. Hey, I always say this, man, just like I say, target the body, man, target the nose, go for that nose. And really try to compromise that breathing. That's how you got to do, man. You just got outside looking in. That's how you got to do. You got to look at what's the vulnerable target on your opponent. For Verna, I've never really seen her hurt in a fight. I've never really seen her really like stumble. Maybe that's just me. I mean, even in the Marina fight, I don't recall her being like hurt bad in a fight. Do y'all let me know if I'm wrong? Like, have y'all seen Verna really hurt in a fight? Because even in the Ebos fight, Ebos won, but I saw Verna hurt her. Let me see who else she lose to. Carla. Yeah, Carla never really hurt her. Carla just used her wrestling to really outskill on the ground. And that's another thing. If Carla was able to outskill Verna and edge her out, I think Lupi might be a little bit stronger on the ground if she commits to her wrestling. But that's the thing, man. Like, that's the question with Lupi sometimes is like, is she going to be the wrestler that she needs to be? I don't know. I think she's a really good wrestler. Sometimes she'll stay on the feet a little longer than she needs to. And that's where she, winds up getting hit. So I think for Lupi, it's important that she boxes on and off, but tries to make this fight fast paced, with her being the more active fighter, younger fighter too, right? Verna's 35 now, and what Lupi's I believe Lupi's like 28. 30. No, dang, she's already 30 now. Time flying by. Yeah, Lupi's 38 now. I mean 30 now. 30 years old. So her still being the younger fighter and more active. And I think it's very important that, she builds up that lead, combinations early, staying on the outside, working at her own pace, getting her own takedowns, get back up, knees to Verna's body, target the kick, target the low, with low kicks, target the calves. Again, if your opponent has someone vulnerable, I'm not trying to be mean, but we might want to target them knees. Don't want to make this a long night, right? So for somebody like Lupi, I think her speed is going to be important. Wrestling is going to be big part of how she can get this victory. So got to get an early start against Verna. Don't let Verna just get into that rhythm of how she's doing lately, bouncing in and out. Boom, hit you with the right hand, take you down, and fight at her pace. Lupi's got to set up them left hooks off her jab and crack her a couple times and get her against the cage and just cage wrestle her and trip her and take her down and wear her down, since she is the more active fighter again, right? So with that being said, man, kind of an explosive fight at times. I see some big shots being landed on Lupi's part, and I see a little bit of blood trickling again from the nose. It's just, that's how it is with Lupi. She come in there and fight. I see Lupi getting the fight down at times herself. Maybe Verna getting her in trouble with a couple of leg locks, heel hooks here and there, some couple of submission scares. But I see Lupi being able to scramble back up. And this is one I don't see getting finished. I don't see this one going to the cards either. I think both of these girls are durable. And, with Lupi's submission defense improving as well and her wrestling being able to neutralize, I don't see her getting submitted like that. I saw Kanako Murata getting submitted because I saw how reckless she was in the guard in the past. So I was like, okay, man, when you're looking at a black belt like Verna, oh, most definitely she's going to get in there and she'll submit her. I mean, she did. She broke the girl's arm. She put her out of commission for like 2 years, But Lupi, I don't see Lupi getting submitted like that for real. I think that her defense on the ground is a little bit better than that, stronger, and her scramble much better. Tough pick, man. Tough. I am leaning towards Verna, man. I think her experience should be able to get her in this one. But this is kind of like the Caitlin and Macy situation, man. I'm kind of like Caitlin and Macy on this one, Marcus, where I was about to pick Caitlin Chikagian, but I might have to pick Lupi, man, based off her activity and the skills that she possesses in this fight. All right. I might have to go with Lupi in this. I think I'm gonna go with Lupi by decision in this one, y'all. Yeah, I think I gotta go with Lupi here because of activity and the tools that she possesses to get her through this fight. Faster hands, her wrestling, and her strength is gonna be big keys in here. I think those are some big keys that's gonna get her a win over Verna. Normally, I would say Verna would win this fight because I think Verna, her reach and her strength would be key here, but I'm not sure how that knee is right now. I'm not sure how she's gonna be moving on that knee, So I think I have to go with Lupi on this one based off of that. Same situation like last weekend against with Barbara and Chikagian, man. I was gonna pick Verna, but as I was looking at fights and just thinking about the damaged knee, I don't know, man. I think we'll go with I'm gonna go with Lupi on this one. What about y'all? Who y'all got? Verna, Lupi? What's y'all's pick on this before we jump to this main event? Paul said Lupi having 5 fights last year is big. Yeah, that's big, man. Lupi's been a busy fighter. I mean, she in 3 years in the UFC, she got like 10 fights. She got signed to the UFC back in 2021 of April. All right. And she's had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is going to be her 11th fight. Yeah. She's at 10 fights right now. And this is her 11th fight since 2021. That's an active fighter right there. That's an active fighter, that's just been staying busy. And and she's 7-3 out of her 10 fights. 7-3 is pretty good. That includes wins against other young fighters like Ricci, Dudakoa, veterans like Calvillo, Loma. She beat Loma. She lost a close fight. I thought she won against Jessica Panay. All right. So she has like a good mixed resume. She went up in weight to fight Luana Carolina, gave her a good fight. Never really been like in trouble herself. So when I look at it, I think Verna, she has to be careful in this one because Lupi's coming in hot right now. 7-3 in 3 years. That's a good resume. That is a good resume, man. Now, I think I put that out there last time. I had to give Lupi some credit, man. All right, most of y'all got Lupi. Teron said I got neither one. Dang, man, that's your loss, bro. James said I got Lupi too. Okay. Zama said I didn't know about the knee injury. Now I see that possibly she got double knee surgery, switching to Lupi. Yeah, man, That's the reason she was out. That's the reason she had to pull out of the Tatiana Suarez fight. Yeah, she been out for about a year and some change, almost a year. So yeah, I gotta go with Loopy. Oh, okay. Colostrum said he's got Verna by a leg lock. I, yeah, I see some scenarios like that. Believe me, man. Like I don't know if you just came in. I just said that. I said I do see some situations where if Loopy gets the fight down, or if Verna gets it down and she quick scrambles, she might leave an ankle out, or she might leave a leg open, and Verna might snap on, lock on to it. Especially if like Verna knows that her legs aren't really 100%. If it gets to the ground, that's always an opening. Okay, yeah, Closer said he just tuned in. Yeah, I was just talking about it. Leg lock or heel hook, I said might be it might be a good opportunity for Verna in this fight. But I gotta go with Loopy, man. I think her activity and her wrestling might be able to save her in this one. Normally, I would pick her Colostrum. I would pick Verna like against a wrestler because I did pick her to beat Kanako. Since you just got in, I'll say that again. I did pick her against Kanako a while back because she brutalized that girl's arm. But if it wasn't for the inactivity, I would be locking in Verna. And believe me, I do I want Verna to win because I know Verna Suarez is gonna be lit, man. That would be a good fight. Verna versus Suarez is a good fight. So I'm picking Loopy, but if Verna wins this one, look, hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. All right. So yeah, man. I think whoever wins this, they get Suarez. Style wise, I think Verna would match up a little bit better with Suarez. Loopy, she would probably be in trouble with Suarez. I will say that. I will say that. All right. Okay. So those are my picks for the early prelims fights. I got Gatto, and I'm going with Loopy for now. All right. B just said Loopy about to whoop Verno in the feet. Unfortunately, she might, man. Unfortunately, she might do that. She just might do that. Colostrum said, yeah, I hate that Verna got injured. The scrambles would have been nice in that fight. Yeah, because I just got done watching Marina, man. I just got done watching the Verna Marina fight and the Angela Hill fight. And I was like, man, her takedowns are better than Mackenzie Dern's. I was like, her control is a little bit. I know Mackenzie Dern, she goes for those submissions. She gets them with that ground and pound, but I really like her transitions on the ground. Like Verna was really looking good in that. I know Marina's ground game ain't the best, but like the control she had on her and Angela Hill, was impressive to me. And Loopy got to be wide awake. She got to be wide awake. All right. Easy said, I don't think I have to tell you my pick for the main event. Who you got? Casey O'Neill? Oh, he got Casey. Oh, never mind. You got Macy Barber? Oh, my bad. Trying to think who you got. You ain't got Macy Barber. Oh, never mind. She ain't fight. Oh, you got Aaron. He got Aaron Blanchfield. Oh man. All right, y'all. Let's do this, man. Aaron Blanchfield versus Manon Fiorot. Here we go, y'all. Let me see. Doing my research, watching fights. Doing my research, watching a bunch of fights. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna give y'all some keys to victory for both fighters, and then I'll give you the pick. So I'm gonna jump right in. All right. So watching Aaron, watching watching Aaron and watching her in the past couple fights, BJ you put on too against Tyler and JJ Aldridge. My mind got opened a little bit to what scares me about Aaron as far as how dangerous she is and what scares me about Aaron. Y'all know what I mean, right? What scares me about her and what scares me about her. What scares me as far as like her relentlessness and her gas tank and her head kicks that are masked by her jab, things like that makes her scare her finishing factor. And then the things that scare me is when she's just running in crazy like that and getting hit with big shots and taking shots, and she was getting taken down too in the JJ Aldrich fight. Those were some scary moments where I was like, so For Aaron going into this fight, man, number one, I'm gonna say is very important for Aaron. Look, we can say take down right away. Of course, she's got to get the fight to the ground. No, number one thing I'll say for Aaron is that's important for her is her jab. Aaron has got to use her jab in this fight. All right. Aaron's got this longer jab, surprisingly longer, even though she is shorter, right, than Manon Fior. I'll say Aaron needs to stick that jab out in this fight. A jab is important, man. Like 68-inch reach on this 5'4" fighter, and you don't use it, I'm gonna be taking credit away in this fight. So if Aaron don't stick that jab out in this fight, that's her loss. I think she'll lose the fight if she don't use a jab. Number one. Sticking that jab out is important because that's going to be her measuring stick. That's going to be her mask for the right hand. That's going to be her mask for the head kick that she can throw. All right. So number one, Aaron's jab is going to be important because that's going to offset any fast fighter, anybody that's trying to come in on you. When you stick that straight punch out and you know how to throw it to the chest, into the face, that can knock a person's rhythm off. So number one, I'll say Aaron, she throws such a long basic jab that it could disrupt a lot of things Manon wants to do in this fight. As long as Manon's not throwing long kicks, if she's throwing it or she's not timing it, that's going to find everything that Aaron wants to do. Throw that long jab a couple of times, the right hand comes over the top, or throw that jab and then throw a head kick or throw a body kick. There's so many options with it. There's so many options you can work with when you just fire that long jab off. If she would have did that more in the Tyler fight, it would have been a cleaner victory for her, right? If she would have used it against JJ Aldridge, it's been a cleaner victory. But I think she could get a cleaner victory in this fight if she throwing that jab. She throws that long jab out and mask those leg kicks. When you cracking Manon in the face with a jab, boom, follow up with a right calf kick. So that jab's gonna be important. You already got the longer reach. Use it to your advantage. Next thing I'm gonna say is she need to stick and move. And by stick and move, I don't mean like how Manon does or like how Rose does, like stick and then jump outside. I mean, when she sticks Manon, she needs to move her head. She needs to stick and move her head. Throw 1-2, move her head, get it off the line, step inside at an angle, but don't step out. Like when you land a hook or right hand, she needs to step in to her opponent so her opponent can't escape. Follow my drill? Like you don't step out because you ain't fast enough. You don't want your opponent to escape, right? So stick and move, sticker, move in. Okay, sticker, move in. Sticker, move in at an angle. Get her to the cage as you back her up. Kind of like how she did the Santos, but not straightforward, right? So stick and move is important for you. Get your head off the line, get your body off the line, and get Malone to the cage where she needs to be. That's my number 3 is getting the fight to the cage. She got to fight her to the cage. You can't win a decision fight Manon in the center. It's got to be to the cage. It's got to be her back to the cage, her cage wrestling, her slowing the pace down, her frustrating Manon, getting into her head by using her physical strength and fighting her hands, fighting her wrists, pinning her up to a point where she can't use knees or where she can't slide out, she can't get head control, any of that, So I think we all know getting it to the cage is a big key, right? Attacking the body. Manon's got long torso, you got to use those body kicks. Big body kicks in this fight. If I don't see any, I'll be disappointed. Like they got to be studying this. Body kicks are important. Slowing the opponent. That's how you slow a faster opponent down, right? Don't always go for the hit. Body kicks. She needs to go from calf to body, jab, body, mixing it up so her opponent doesn't know what's coming next, right? Usually if you tagging the body enough, guard goes down, then what do you got? An open headshot, right? So those are the things I'll say for Erin Blanchfield that she needs to do. Hopefully she's capable of and doesn't just take the same approach, just thinking she can just dog her out, but be a little bit wiser with those situations against a mover. Because Erin moves, she's not like Tyler, and she's not like JJ in that matter either, right? For Manon, Fanon, let me see. For Manon, I'll say I think it's important that Manon focuses on damage over points. And by that, you know what I mean. Manon needs to land with more authority, maybe sit down on a few of her shots, make for that target. The nose, like I always say, I think she needs to focus on damage and shots here because Aaron's not one that you can just peck all night and think, she's going to change her mind frame. She's not going to change her mental. So I think Manon needs to hit her with damaging blows to compromise her eyes, compromise her breathing, and try to break her. Again, I don't think Aaron's the type of fight to break mentally like that. But once you start to physically break her and do some damage, that's how you slow her down. Like point and fighting with Aaron is not going to happen because Aaron's going to keep coming. Like you can point fight with Jennifer Maya, you can point fight with Rose or Chikagan at times, but can't point fight with Aaron because Aaron don't understand that. Aaron just wants to come in and fight you, right? Aaron's just going to keep coming and coming and coming. Whereas they will slow down and try to match you at times because that's Caitlin's style, right? That's Caitlin's style. She's going to be on the outside trying to, throw her shots and move, and that's it. But Aaron wants to get the fight to the ground, or she wants to fight on the inside and make it her type of dog fight. So I say you got to damage her. Got to damage her. Damage is important over points in this fight. You gotta hurt her, and you got to touch her chin plenty of times in this fight. Second, I'll say own in that center of the ring. Manon has got to stay in the center of the ring. Excuse me, center of the cage. Got to stay in the center. That's her bread and butter. That's where she's gonna be able to move. That's gonna be where she's be able to throw combinations, throw side kicks, body kicks, just staying in the center. She wants to prove she's a better striker. Keeping in the center is important. Make Aaron feel like she's got to catch up at times and try to run and catch her and chase her down or try her best to walk her down. But when she has that space, she's dangerous. Aaron, when she comes straight in, Manon, maybe hit her with a right, exit out to the right, control her head and push her off like she does in some fights. She'll grab if you get in close and just toss you back a little bit and create that space, right? Let's see. I also say surprise. I think Manon need to throw a little bit of surprises in. Again, when I watched that JJ Aldrich fight, I was like, Manon is big. Manon is strong. Take Aaron down a few times. All right. Don't stay there now. I mean, look, take her down a few times, get to her back, land a few shots, and get up. Take her down long enough to make the takedown count. That's all you got to do. Take it down to the ground just long enough to make it count. And that's only if Aaron is really into a brawling and striking mode. Like Aaron, she'll get into that brawling striking mode like she did with Santos and Andrade. Like she was ready to throw with them, right? Until she was ready for the takedown. But no, like I think Manon, she's got to get her into that mind frame and then boom, take her down a few times. And then, just keep it there in a certain position, hit her a couple times, and then maybe a little ground control, heavy shots, and then get up. Manon has really good get up game and good scramble game. Takedown defense is solid. So if she can get a takedown or two, like how Rose does, Rose be capping rounds off with takedowns. Rose, I got to give her credit on that. Her IQ's high on that. Like to make sure she can solidify a round, Rose be taking you down that last minute. Maybe that's what Manon needs to do in like every round, when it comes down to the wire, like 20 seconds left in the round, 10 seconds left, take her down and just hold her there and make it count, make it count in your favor, right? So I think she needs to do that. But full on, man, Manon just has to take command in this fight. Don't let Aaron decide the fight. Don't let Aaron get into that rhythm that she likes where she'll shut you down and you do what she wants. No, Manon's got to take command in this one, like really take command by proving she's the more well-rounded fighter and prove to us that this is an easy fight. Now, that's what she said. She said this is easy. She said this is easy. So I'm just saying, look, this has got to be a fight where you are taking full command against a person that you say is easy. I'm just saying, like, you got to go in there and prove it now. Got to go in there, put them straight punches together, check right hook, whatever you got to do to prove that your style is superior to hers, right? Um, how does this thing go? Oh boy. All right, how does this thing go? I think there's gonna be a lot of respect in the first round. I think the first round. Well, excuse me. I don't know how much respect there'll be in the first round. Actually, I think the first round might be uh touch and go like the first minute, but I think both of them are going to be trying to get into a rhythm, get into their style already. I think Aaron's actually going to try to push it, and that's what's going to make Malone have to step out of a feel out round. Like as most strikers do, they might feel out with the jab and land a couple shots, fight at that slower pace. I think Aaron's going to push it, and that's going to make Malone have to step out and start landing harder early in this fight. So that's going to be a test to see, hey, can she keep that pressure off of her? Can Aaron make her striking effective enough to take Manon out of her rhythm? Can Manon touch the chin a few times and maybe get a couple flash knockdowns? We'll see. Like, I can see a flash knockdown here and there from Manon where, like, she did like Myra Buena Silva, where if Aaron kind of storms in, she might eat like a kick to the body and just get dropped on her butt or something like that. Like, I could see something like that, or like she running into like a punch and maybe having to get back up, but she'll be back into it. Like that type of fight, she'll be right back into it. The mid part, we've all seen them there before. Aaron's been there, Manon's been there. I think it all depends on what they have left after that third round. Like if Manon can fight her fight early and she can make Aaron play catch up, I think Aaron's still going to be dangerous. It's a tough fight though, man. I think it will go 5. I think it will go 5, but when I'm looking at how they move and how Aaron moves, hmm, I'm going with a decision, and I'm going with I'm gonna go with Manon by decision in this one. All right, I'm gonna go with Manon by decision in this fight. Yeah, it's gonna be a close one. It really is. I think, and I'm just looking at what's happened in the past in certain fights. Uh, I think if Aaron comes in a little bit more educated, like if she's able to look back at what Rose and what Caitlyn were able to do, and even Jennifer Maya, but I just don't see her moving like that. I just don't see her moving like that. You know, I think that's where Manon can succeed a little bit more. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's who I'm gonna go with. Yeah. Zama said big mistake. No, I'm not betting on the fight, so it's not a big mistake because both of these fighters, I'm just torn between. It's like Lemos and Marina Rodriguez to me. Like I'm just picking right now, and I'm just going off of the style when it comes down to it. That's just what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. BJ, that's my pick. I'm picking Manon. I'm gonna go with Manon by decision in this one. Easy said I'm sub. I'm a sub. He crazy, man. Oh boy. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, I think close. I think it'll come down to cardio. I think it really will come down to cardio and how she can handle like stopping the grappling. Like if Aaron is able to get her there, that's gonna be a big part. Like I'm telling you, her submission I tell you, her submission deep Manon submission defense better be on point like Marina at least, to avoid getting submitted. I mean, I gotta give Marina credit on that when I was watching that Verna fight. That girl, she may not be that good on the ground, but Marina, she can stop a submission. She can definitely stop a submission. But we'll see if if she gets into that kind of compromised position, how it's gonna look for her, or if she gets taken down at all. Like, she got to be on her Joanna in this fight. She's got to be on her Joanna. Honestly, yeah, she's got to be like Joanna in this fight where, she's got to be pumping shots out. She's got to be doing damage. And that's another key to victory, I'll say, for Manon. Like, she's got to be in that type of mode like Joanna with her striking. Like, Joanna may not have power like Amanda Nunes or something like that, but she comes with like rapid combinations where she does damage, and her takedown defense, her get up is just so, it was just so beautiful to watch, right? So that type of takedown defense, put together with that volume is that's like some of the keys you really need to stop Aaron. But it's a good fight, man. Like, I could see it going either way, honestly. I could see Aaron getting her victory, getting her hands raised here because, she's fought her way up too, man. She's fought hard, man. They both fight hard, and I don't see any quit in them. I've been watching her since she was young, and man, she's just really young, like a teenager, and she's just always had that attitude, just that attitude that she's the best. Like, not even like a cocky attitude or arrogant attitude, or not even the type of fighter that has to keep saying I'm the best or anything like that. Aaron just shows and proves too. That's what I've always, liked about her too as a fighter. Mark said I got known by a split, but yeah, Aaron can win. Yeah, that's why we watch. That's why we watching this fight. That's why it needs to happen. Like, you can't say one person's gonna just dominate. This ain't this ain't Jennifer Maia versus Casey O'Neill, right? Where I can just say, oh, Jennifer Maia got this. You know what I mean? Or, this ain't even like Marina Rodriguez versus Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern one round in that fight and got shut out by Marina. So I'm just saying, like, it's not those type of fights to me. This is a really hard fight to pick. Why? Because they're 6-0. Why? Because they beat everybody they put in front of them. Why? Because they didn't duck anybody. Why? Because they get better in every fight. Why? Because somebody in this mug gonna be champion. After this fight, somebody gonna be champion. So that's all I gotta say on it. That's my pick. I just, doing the research, watching the fights, and just putting it all together after all these years of watching them. That's how I see it. Okay. All right. So picks. I see a lot of Aaron's. I see some Manones. Okay, Robot Chicken said he got Manone by decision. Mark said he got Manone by decision. I know Zama said he's got Aaron. Colostrum, who did you say you have? I know Colostrum. He was bent on. He in the beginning. It's kind of tough to say, right? Like, I know 1 minute you feel like it'd be Aaron, but as you watched it, no, it was Manone. Then you thought Aaron, right? So he just said they better be ready when the king bounced back. Who's the king? Lion King? Talking about Simba? Colostrum said, I got a draw. If it's a draw, I'm leaving the channel for like 3 weeks. If it if it ends in a draw, I'm jumping on the Macy Barber bandwagon. If it ends on a draw, I'm closing the channel for 3 weeks and I'm redoing the whole channel, and we're gonna rock with Macy Barber. We're gonna be doing Aaron and Manon hate videos from then on. We pushing Macy Barber to win it all. Oh man. Oh man, look. What about this? G Frame said if it ends in a draw, let James run the channel for a week. Okay, that if it ends in a draw, that's how it's gonna happen. I'm gonna come back to like 70 subs. I'm gonna come back to like 27 subscribers after a week. Paul said, okay, Paul, what's up, man? He said, I'm fully on Aaron. All right, I got you. He said, fully on Aaron. Okay. That's the thing. I like Aaron. I like Manon Fiorot. I like both of them style, and I'm giving her the edge. But if Aaron wins, I'm gonna definitely be still happy as far as like how this thing goes because I want to see either one of them get that belt. James said if Aaron wins, more likely she gets a stoppage or a sub. Stoppage, I don't know. Sub, yeah. I can see sub more than stoppage. He said take over the channel. Oh man. Okay, y'all. But what else is there to talk about here real quick? I got a few more minutes because I'm cooking again and excuse me, I'm cooking again and after that I'm gonna sit back and chill. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go with Gatto, Loopy. Yeah. Okay, you said I meant sub or decision. Oh, out of those two, I could see probably decision just because like if she's not looking for a submission, because going back and looking at her other fights, even like with Miranda, she didn't lock in the submission in that fight, or even like with somebody as big as like Tyler, she didn't really have time to lock it in. I think for her to lock in the submission, she's really got to have them hurt. Now I went back and watched, and to be honest, like when I went back and watched those fights, even with Andrade, she really had Andrade in a compromised position when Andrade gave her back up. It was just like that's it. And then when JJ Aldridge was trying to get up, JJ Aldridge's neck was right there, so she went on and took it and locked it in. So most of those were kind of like opportunities where her opponents were reckless. So yeah, if I see a decision more, but yeah, if like Manon leaves like a leg open on the ground or like her neck wide open like that against the cage, like say if Manon pushes her against the cage and she actually sees the neck and locks in the guillotine, all that could happen. Yeah, most of those options. I'm just kind of looking at how they take their approach to like how Manon takes her approach. Does she leave anything open? Does Aaron take over with submissions like that? And I remember y'all were talking about that the other day in the chat, like who goes for submissions more, Kareem Silver or Aaron? And I had to go back and look, and I said, okay, yeah, Kareem Silver is more about submission, where Aaron is about position, right? So yeah, Aaron might get more position in this type of fight, but as far as submission, I'm not really sure unless her opponent does something really reckless, like the ones in the past have Molly, JJ, and so on like that. Because it's kind of like even again, like when I saw Marina and McKenzie, a lot of people thought Mackenzie Dern by submission in two, right? Or Mackenzie Dern's going to submit Marina. I was like, I don't know, like I haven't really seen her submit that many high level people like that, especially ones that can defend really well, like Marina. Marina not really good as far as any grappling on the ground, but she was able to survive. Even Mackenzie Dern's worst onslaught on the ground, right? So I think might be like the same situation here where if Manon gets taken down, there might be that type of position. But if Aaron's not looking to submit her, she can get right back up out of that position. But yeah, okay. Oh, Walter, what's up? I know. Hold on, let me scroll back up here. Who's your pick, Walter? Let me see. Walter, he got known by a rabbit's foot. Okay. Uh, yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Still got like 30 people in here. We're just kind of talking about how the fight might play out. High five said hopefully no shuts everybody's mouth. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight though. Like I know when it comes down to it, you got to respect both, but everybody's gonna have their favorites. They're gonna say, "Oh, this person's not that. They're not this. They're not this." But I think they both are, man. Like I was saying this back in 2021. Like you're gonna see these two go for the belt, or they're gonna be fighting at the top level at some point. So I didn't just I'm not just looking at one person, I'm looking at all of them. And if I had to pick, I would say either one of them could be there. Same deal when I said Tyler Santos was going to be at the top and fight for that belt. Unfortunately, Tyler's not here anymore. But yeah, same deal with her, man. The only four, like out of the four fighters I thought would be up there, only one, unfortunately never got to that point with them is Miranda, Miranda Maverick. But even she's ranked now. But I think eventually, when she puts her skills together, she gets really, really, really focused, she could get into the top 5 or possibly top 10. I'll say that. But with these fighters, I was like, yeah, Tyler's got something. Tyler's gonna get there. No one's gonna get there. Aaron's getting there right now too. So yeah. But let me see. I'll be on for another 6 minutes. Close said everybody's nerves gonna be tore up when the refs say fight. Oh man, when I go live for this fight, I'm gonna be on edge, man. It's one of them fights. It's one of those fights, bro. It's one of them fights. We all gonna be on edge for this one. Okay, so of course you will, James. I mean, James definitely gonna be cool because neither one of these fighters names a bullet. So we all know you don't really watch these fights, which I don't understand why. Like James always got a lot to say, but he don't like any of the fighters. That's one thing about James. James got a lot to say, but don't you got a lot to say, but don't know about any of the fighters. Had to watch my mouth on that. Don't know spit about or don't want to know spit about the fighters. I'm just messing with James though. Okay. He said there can only be one. Well, look, there can only be one, man, but there can only be one, but that one needs to handle this business against Grasso. But she can't right now because she's doing the tough house. Right? This doggone tough house. Who you think is gonna be the better coach in the tough house? That's the next question. Who would be the best coach? If y'all care. I think they were trying to make it look like Valentina and Grasso were arguing, I think, in one picture. But no, it was like Val was just like tuned in on a fight. She was just like yelling cage side, but they were trying to make it look like a all right, G Frame said he thinks Grasso most likely, but because of her coaches. Okay. Sage, what's up? He said Shevchenko for sure. Okay. Zama said rewatch some Decheva fights. Never have I seen striking of that quality in WMMA, I should say. BJ said Val might be a better coach, but we know who the better fighter is. Right? But that wasn't the question. The question was who would be the best coach. Bullet will be serious coach, like give great tips. Yeah, she'll be invested. Okay. G Frame said, I think there's a reason Pavel keeps a small team. They do it their way, and it probably doesn't work for everybody. That's true too, man. Oh, I know you answered, BJ. I know you needed that extra assurance though, because I didn't ask who the better fighter was. I didn't ask who the better fighter was. I asked who's be the better coach. But you needed that extra assurance. Cause you said Val, but I know you still needed to say, "Oh, Grasso the better fighter." Like you still can't give Valentina credit. You know I can read that, bro. You know I read that. Say said I haven't seen the trailer. What divisions? They're coaching both men's. They're coaching what featherweight and middleweight. I believe it's featherweight and middleweight. Yeah, no women this time. No women in the house this time. Yeah, I know Valentina said her approach is not to try to change people, but maybe just try to make them better fighters in their own way and try to add to their game. So I think it just comes down to who's going to be really diving in there, man. Because like I said, I thought G Frame said has Val coached ever coached tough before? I don't think so. No, this would be her first time. Yeah, this is gonna be Val's first time. Um, I it- I think it's the same situation like when Claudia was a trainer. You know, Claudia, I thought Claudia Gadelha, she did okay with her team, like as far as being nurturing and listening. Juliana Pena, she did really well. Like I like to see Juliana Pena actually be a coach. You know, I thought Juliana Pena, she did wonders for Juju. Maybe that's what Juju needs, and maybe some of those other fighters need. You know, I thought she did well with like even Usman's brother. Um, Misha Tate, she was a decent coach too. You know, Misha Tate was. So yeah, being a champion, being the best fighter, don't necessarily mean that you know how to give that, give that knowledge or that wisdom or guide people the same way. You know, I think being a coach is just as important sometimes. I mean, like that opens a door for them in the future. Like if you can't ever become champion again, you always be a coach and help somebody else be a champion. So, I was impressed with how Juliana Pena, like you look at some champions, they're just there to show their face, Conor McGregor, even look, Joanna, look, we give Joanna credit as Hall of Fame fighter, but she's not a Hall of Fame coach. So you could say the opposite for her, BJ. Like, yeah, she might be one of the best fighters, but she dang sure ain't a good coach. You know what I mean? Like, Joanna didn't really didn't really have that same energy like Pena was. Like she was in there helping them fighters. Like she was screaming like it was one of her own kids up in there, you know. She was always screaming at them like, yo, yo, do it. Don't let this opportunity pass when they're in there fighting. Some of the other ones, they just screaming just to be there. Like Connor walking around, just showing out in the suit all the time and goes on the longest losing streak. I think he went on the worst losing streak ever in Tough, right? That was one of the worst. That was one of the worst losing streaks ever for Connor. And Amanda, man, look, same thing with Amanda. We can dub her as the GOAT, one of the best females of all time, one of my favorite fighters. But when it came down to her coaching skills, I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling Amanda as a coach. I was not feeling. Robot said Claudia was better coach. Yeah, B just said, yeah, Joanna was not the best coach, man. JJ would barely even be by the cage during the fight. She'd be chilling on the couch on her phone. Wow. Yeah, yeah. She was trying to think of the best diss for Claudia. That's what it was. Like she was always getting hyped up for her little altercations with Claudia, her little run-ins with Claudia. That's what she was worried about. She wasn't even helping her team. Like I believe even like some of the fighters, like because I remember what's her name, Kate Jackson. She had fought Joanna before. Um, she felt some type of way. Like I think that some of them felt some type of way. Like yeah, Joanna wasn't really in it like that. So uh, when the fighters start talking about him, yeah, I think we know something. Who was Lauren Murphy's coach, y'all? Who was Lauren Murphy coach that time when she was having a fit too, man? Like was it Lauren Murphy or was it her coach? What was the situation with Lauren Murphy? He kept calling her. What did he keep calling her? Lauren Murphy's coach kept calling her something, man. Marcus said Justin. Was it Justin? Because that was the season with Eddie Alvarez. Yeah. Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez. I always want to say Frankie Edgar, but yes, Eddie Alvarez. What was he calling her? Was he calling her? He wasn't calling her Patty, was he, Marcus? Is that where? No. He was calling her something, man. He was calling her like Linda or something, and she was like, "My name's Lauren." He was calling her Laura. Okay, it was Laura. Yeah, and she wanted to change teams. Asia, what's up? She said, "I'm taking Manon by decision, but I want Aaron to win." Okay. JJ was trying her best to bully Claudia. Yeah, she was. She was up in there talking mad junk. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll see. I just want to see like their interaction with their team and who has a future and maybe coaching after this fight's coming up. Sage said, "Where is Lauren Murphy?" She's still got a big presence. Oh, he called her Barb. He was calling her Barb like Barb Honchak. That's what it was, right? He was calling. I knew he was calling her something that it didn't even sound like her name. Yeah. See, yeah, there you go. Yeah, because she was like, "My name's Lauren." He was calling her Barb because Barb Honchak was there. Yeah, Stipe was a good coach. I like Stipe though, man. I like Stipe even out of the cage, man. That dude's a stand-up guy, firefighter, father, fighter. That's some dedication right there, man. Firefighter, fighter, and a father. All of that, man. Wow. Zama said, commitment wise, I think they both will be all in, but I was a fighter and had to choose them. I would choose Grasso's team, way more well balanced than tight team of coaches and less of spinning. Yeah, I think so too. I think I would choose I definitely again, Valentina, great fighter. But I think from what I've seen, what her team does works for her because that's like family. But I think with Grasso's team, Grasso understands Grasso and her team understands the evolution of the sport as of lately, right? I think they understand like how to grow. Like, Grasso had to change and grow so fast at flyweight that, the team around her were always studying and staying up on what needs to be done. So I think they have a little bit of a more vast knowledge of today of what's best to train a fighter and what to give them nowadays. Like not saying Valentine is old fashioned or anything. I'm just saying like there's kind of a set way on how I think Pavel does and how they approach their team. But with Grasso's team, they just had to evolve to get to this this top in the past couple 2-3 years. Say, should I pick Kareem Silva over Murphy? Was hyped for that one. I sure was too, man. What are your thoughts on Jones versus Stipe? You think Stipe got any chance of that upset? I'll give him like a small chance at this point, but I think John Jones would win. I don't see it going too long. I think John Jones will win that fight against Stipe, honestly. Now against Aspinall, that's a different story. Aspinall versus Jones, that's the question. Like Sage, what do you think about that one? I got Jones against Stipe now, but Sage, who do you got in Jones versus Aspinall? Jones like, gotta watch out, man. That dude's one of the fastest heavyweights, man. But today, that's a fast heavyweight right there. James said Bones versus Tom Aspinall and nothing Tom all day. Yeah. Saint said who your picks this weekend. I got in here. Like, what's up, Saint? I'm going Melissa Gatto. I'm going with Loopy based off her activity. And then I'm gonna go with Manon Fiorot by decision. Really close on that one though. Manon, Aaron, I rock both of them, so I could see it going either way, honestly. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Manon by decision. Whoever wins, I'll be happy. Sage said Aspinall got that. All right. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think Aspinall, man. I had to go back and watch the Aspinall Pavlovich fight like 5 times in a row, man, the other day because it's just so quick and it was just like wow, explosive. No, I don't think like they're that old fashioned, man. Like a generic pad where I don't know what they do behind the scenes, man. Like as far as I know what she does with them works for her, but as far as like working with anybody else, like that's how it is even in boxing. Some teams are just meant for that particular fighter. It's not meant for some coaches just have like that type of camaraderie and that type of open arms where they can welcome in any type of person and they know their training method can work, you know. G Frame said that, yeah, basically, right. He was G Frame, wow, man. He said this guy just called Valentina obsolete. Basically, he just basically called her obsolete, right? I got Jones beating Aspinall. Okay, robot. All right, all right. That's one to watch though. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, let's see. James said Manon or Aaron Robert Robot. I think Robot said Manon. Do I got a 3-2? Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think there's gonna be some rounds that we might have to argue about. I think that's kind of how it was with some people with Tyler. Some people thought Tyler won round two um in that fight. Definitely ready at this point though, man. Definitely ready at this point. So how whoever wins this fight, how long do you think they're gonna have to wait for a title shot? Do you think they gotta wait till next year? They probably do, right? I mean, ain't no question about it. James said, imagine it's a controversial decision. Imagine, yeah, controversial decision. I would hate that. And I told you, like I told Colostrum, if it ends in like a draw, you can take over the channel for like a week, James. Let's see. Paul said, Combo, I want to get your thoughts on something. Have you ever looked at the future lines on DraftKings? I don't know if it really means anything, but here are the lines for women's flyweight champ by the end of the year. Oh, really? Wow. Grasso plus 150, Aaron plus 210, and then Valentina. I'm telling you, man, like that's what I'm saying. Like they should have made this fight for interim belt. They pretty much should have just made this fight for interim belt. Okay, Val 250, plus 300. I'll check that out. They might as well make this for interim. Sage, I can't see this being anything other than a controversial decision. Going to be close. Yeah. It could be controversial. It could be just one of them fights where some people want to say, "I felt this person won." I hate controversial decisions. Especially when it comes down to these type of fights. Like I really don't want to. I don't want an Andrea Lee, Macy Barber type of win. On either side, because that's not gonna. I mean, it'll decide, I guess, for that moment, but it'll take us into okay, who's earned their belt, but it's really gonna be disappointing to fans that we won't have a clear winner, right? Robot Chicken said, "Do you think the winner should wait or take another fight?" I think that the winner should probably take another fight. Yeah, I think it should take another fight because it's March now, right? And more than likely, they're not going to fight until next year, right? Let's be real, because Valentina and Grasso ain't fight until what? The Sphere? When is that? September? That's 6 months already. Somebody, hey, winner of this fight might have to go in there and pipe, tell Macy Barber to pipe down. Closum said Natalia versus the loser. Yeah, I like Natalia versus the loser, and I like Barber versus the winner, maybe. Like if nobody wants to wait. What will Macy's tweet be if it's controversial? Oh, Macy calling somebody out. If somebody wins this fight very close, if Aaron comes out winning, okay, if Aaron comes out winning the decision and getting marked up, oh boy, we gonna hear Barber. If Manon comes out barely winning and she getting out grappled or she gets touched or rocked in this fight, oh, Barber's calling somebody out. She definitely gonna call somebody out. Sage said, "I wonder if the tough made them push the trilogy back because it seems like they're already ready to go, but they chose them for a tough. Now probably aiming for September at the Sphere." Yeah, I think it was kind of like I'm kind of thinking they maybe wanted promotion, Sage, so they probably wanted to promote this fight a little bit, so they put them in the tough house. Because Dana said that Grasso was still recovering, so I don't know, like, was that true or not? Like, he said the hand was still recovering. The hand looked fine, but maybe he wanted to put them on the tough show to promote it and buy some time so he could put them on the September card, because that last card did so well in Mexico and all the numbers he kept talking about. I knew he wasn't gonna miss another opportunity to put this thing out there again around that same time, what, Mexican Independence Day, right? Mark said, "I don't want a Vanessa Mello Sarah cheesecake type of win either." No, I don't want that either. FC, what's up? He said, "The fight turns out to be very close, controversial. They may very well go for a rematch, given that Grasso Valentino will make the winner wait a lot." Yeah, that's true too. That's an option too. Like if they don't want to fight anybody else, they could run it back real quick. Because I'm telling y'all, we looking at the calendar now. If Val and Grasso fight in September and they need a 4 or 5 month turnaround, that's already January, February next year, y'all. And it's March right now this year. So does the winner really want to wait for another title shot, or do they want to fight each other again? And that's the thing. Like, if this fight turns out to be controversial, a controversial decision, they might have a leg to stand on to get a rematch in the meantime. Now, ain't that crazy? Yeah, it should be for interim. You know me, I've been preaching that thing. I say, hey, this needs to be an interim title, baby. If you could pick, would you rather see Aaron versus Grasso or Aaron versus Valentina? I'd rather see Aaron versus Grasso. I'd rather see Aaron versus Grasso at this point, because I would love to see like how Aaron can handle Grasso's boxing in this evolved version of Grasso. And I want to see how Grasso handles somebody that's physically strong as Aaron and very relentless. Like, can she touch her and can she hurt her? Like, I want to see if Grasso's punches can get Erin's respect. Like, if she can rock her. Like, if she can really hurt her chin like that. Like, not saying I want to see her and get hurt. Like, I just want to see if Grasso and Aaron Styles can like really mesh together well like that. That's a good fight. New blood versus new blood. Sink said Fiorot should target Aaron's body. Yep, that's always a good target. I think body work is very important to slowing a person down. Yeah, knees are important. Yeah, knees in that clinch, like where Tyler was getting up in there. Easy said combo UFC is sneaky. They still trying to get Rose in there, in my opinion. Oh yeah, they are, man. Rose is what, number 7 right now? She's in the perfect position to step in. She right close to Barber too, so that's a fight. That's a fight they might make. Yeah, she jumped in at number 7, so Barber versus Barber's number 4 now. Yeah, so Rose versus Barber could very well happen. Did you ever catch that interview with Natalya saying she'll be champion? No, not yet. I'll check it out. Was it after a fight? Was it like one of the post fights? Yeah, Natalya got a lot of potential. I think, she's came a long way from what she used to be. Sage said Rose versus Macy is clear as day. If Rose wins, she's one big fight away from the title shot. Paul said almost any fight you can make at the top of flyweight right now is awesome. Yeah, I can't lie. Like, there's specific fights I want to see, but when it comes down to it, okay, her post-press fight conference after Vivi. All right, I'm going to save it right now. I'm going to watch it. I ain't going to watch it now, but I'm going to save it for later. I know if it's that interview after the fight, I don't want to see that, boy. She was having a fit. Oh, okay. I will be champion soon. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I want to see what she said about Chikagan in that other interview too. She said she learned English. Natalia was getting pieced up by Vivi though. Gotta watch that chin. Who all thinks Natalia Silva could be champion? Yeah, he said when she mentioned Barber, he knew I knew that was what was up. Yeah, man. When Barber, yeah, with Barber and Rose in the mix, one of them has got to be their next title contender already, and we haven't even got through this fight yet. So, okay, Sink said he thinks so too. Yeah, I think she can. Like, with the way the division is going right now, and the way styles are matching up, and the way everybody's been like, just evolving. Six said, "Yes, sir. What's going on, Six? Who you got, Six? Who you got, Six tomorrow?" Gabby, what's up? She said Barber versus the loser of Aaron Manone. Rose versus Natalia. Oh, see, those are good matchups too. River at what's up? He said, "Can you please wish me luck on Saturday?" Good luck, man. Oh, you put money on them fights? Yeah, good luck. I'm not placing any bets this time at all. Not on this one. This is gonna be a tough fight right here. Six, I got Manone. Silva gonna be champion. She just needs to stay active and build the experience. I think Kareem Silva could get that belt too. Either one of them Silvas right now, I think they have what it takes to get a belt. Zama says she won't be champion. I'm sure she could be champion. With the way the division is going right now, I think she has the ability to get in there. Like, long time champion, I don't know, but she could get in there. You said Kareem's gonna be extended and exposed at the top. Not as long as she stays active and she keeps on working. Cause she's how old is Kareem Silva? Let me see. Oh, Kareem's only 30 years old. She barely hit her prime yet, too. Kareem's defense is bad. A lot of female fighters' defense is not that good. I'd say the best striking defense is, if you go by stats, is Manone's, right? But as far as just like striking defense, a lot of women's defense ain't that good. I mean, Aaron's is not that good. Aaron's striking defense ain't that good, but look where she's at right now. That's something I've always been saying. Like, a lot of these women don't really have that type of defense um that's needed. Rose only 31. She contemplated retirement. Oh, Sage said he told River Rat Rose was winning. Yeah, I picked Rose in that one. Yeah, good luck, man. That's a lot of money, man. You gotta watch it on those, man. G Frame said Grasso has solid defense. He always keeps her guard up when punching. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, like Grasso has solid defense. And I think that, even like Manon and Chikagan, they do like using their footwork. But like hand defense, yeah, Grasso does have good defense. Like, she might get hit up the middle on the forehead every now and then, but like how she keeps her hands up really does take away some of the impact of some of her punches. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody with like, just tip top defense. Valentina's had good defense throughout her career, but she's been touched now as of lately. But throughout her career, her defense has been pretty good. For the most part, Rose, she's slick on the offense, but she gets hit a lot too. But yeah, I'm about to get up out here, y'all. I'm done. Just wanted to drop my predictions. So yeah, make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like on your way out. I'll tune in Saturday night with y'all. I'm probably be having some food lined up too, eating between the fights. So, I'll be pausing. I'm gonna call the fights with y'all, but then I'm gonna be probably eating, before the main event, get some food in Saturday. So make sure y'all still tune in. And if y'all missed this live, just put y'all's picks in the comment section for later. Luke and Buckley should be a good fight too. Vicente Luque and Juan Buckley. Yeah, it should be an interesting fight. I'm glad it wasn't main event though. Yeah. But yeah, all right, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace.